Hi, Roy and all. I hope everyone is staying strong. I'd like to tell a little about my experience being targeted. So, my name is Sammy Dia, and I'm a targeted individual. My targeting went overt 10 months ago in April of 2023. I was raised in Toledo, Ohio. I've also lived in Michigan, Maryland, and Florida. I've participated in a variety of hobbies throughout my life, including working out, going to meetups, including bars, board games, home improvement, swimming, and basketball. Before my targeting started, I had been living in South Beach, Florida, for 2.5 years and was committed to leaving ties cut with relatives. I planned on living in the Miami area for the rest of my life. However, after being targeted with directed energy attacks for 8 months, I made the decision to reconnect with relatives and move back to Toledo, Ohio.
Oh,
So,
what
some
happened?
about my career in education. I have a bachelor's of science in mathematics and a master's of science in statistics. I have 2 years and 3 months experience in data science, which has been my passion for the longest time. 2.5 years of experience in academia, including being a mathematics instructor and tutor, and about 3 years of other work experience. Data science has been one of my passions for the longest time. I desire to continue the life that I had and was pursuing before my targeting went overt in April of 2023. However, as a result of being disrupted and impaired by directed energy attacks, I've had to make a career compromise, resorting to pursuing academic tutoring, which I am significantly overqualified for and should be easy given my background. A few days after moving to Toledo, one of the first things I did was create an online tutoring account to tutor, which I've been pursuing continuously.
See, that's not sure.
However, my efforts are still being thwarted every day. By the way, I use disrupted to include forms of torture. So here are some
You,
guidelines for what I'm reporting, and it includes the following. Everything is personally experienced by me. I have journaled most days since June on directed energy attack related experiences. My waiting period before reporting is relatively long. This is done for a few reasons, such as to capture what is continuously done to me and prevent immediate changes in targeting to discredit me. This is not comprehensive. My experience being targeted with neuroweapons. So here are some effects from directed energy attacks on me. Regarding cognitive dysfunction, there are active directed energy attacks on me throughout the day, every day since my targeting went overt near the beginning of April 2023. I've already mentioned that I've been experiencing CD, or cognitive dysfunction, from directed energy attacks since mid-September of 2023. Parts of it are persistent and doesn't go away. The other parts are what I'm calling variably induced CD, which is intermittent but happens to me every day to some extent.
Fucking mute this fucking son of a bitch.
who's that talking? Please give Sam respect.
Thank you. Some aspects of cognition it affects includes processing speed, which can become completely blocked, along with memory. It has a severe effect on my productivity and quality of life. Demeanor changes since the week of September 4th, 2023. So neuroweapons can remotely manipulate physiology. They can suppress, alter, or force physiological movement and processes. I'm especially referring to forced physiological manipulations, or PMs. Some examples done to me involve gaze, voice, posture, inhibiting smizing, facial expressions, forced speech,
Yep.
which should have been used to, which has been used to successfully insert words in my speech that sound natural, that can also make me say gibberish.
Yep.
And shallowed, altered rate of breathing, among many more. Basically, neuroweapons can remotely control people like puppets. I'm being misrepresented, disrupted, and tortured by remote physiological manipulations. While alone physiological manipulations are, to me, are usually done randomly, excessively, differently, and obviously. In the presence of others, it is usually done carefully. I'd like to mention that the handler created a few outliers and went against this a few times during these meetings since I initially wrote it. They are known for strategically changing the targeting of the victim to discredit them. However, I still stand by this rule because this was proven repeatedly for many months and still does. I'd like to say that I'm not boasting, but I naturally have a strong demeanor with exceptional self-control. I sometimes notice the PMs induced on me in the presence of others are not happening at random. PMs are timed and done to falsely convey it to be part of my chosen character, made possible by RNM and other surveillance methods. Also, I'm receiving disruptive or torturous PMs mapped to having good or productive thoughts or attempts at being admirable in mind or body. The capacity of what directed energy attacks can do to physiology is vast, and the process of doing it to a target is carefully done. There are so many naturally appearing quirky or suppressive PMs that can be done with neuroweapons, and the cunningness of the handlers. These, along with induced variable CD, are being used in a manner that makes my character appear that way. I'm being targeted with remote PMs every day. It's happening to other TIs. However, I suspect this can be clandestinely done to a portion of the general public.